Ladies and gentlemen, meet Hoss. I have the greatest wife. My name's Bill. I'm just outside of Lindale, Texas, over by Brisket Love, in the woods to stop. I wanted to stop. You see the stop sign over there? I wanted to stop and show you my Christmas gift. I have the most amazing wife. This was purchased one day after Thanksgiving, unbeknownst to me. I'd been looking at it for a year, absolutely smitten by it while owning an XR650L, 2021, about 15,000 miles. It's not going to be running for a little while. We'll get into that later, but for right now, she saw the look on my long face and decided to surprise me when I came home from work the other day. This is my Christmas gift, and I can't tell you how many videos on YouTube I've watched of other people riding and narrating and talking about their 501s. And so I thought, while I don't have a GoPro yet, I would at least do a video and show you a static shot of this beauty and give you some thoughts on it, because I'm about 131 miles in the break-in period, so nothing serious at all, not even taking it off-road except to come over here and do this video. And so, anyway, I'm going to be comparing this to the Honda XR650L, which I absolutely adore. I know it weighs 350 pounds, but that is the most comfortable bike I think I've ever ridden. And I've owned the CRF 450, DR 350, XR 650R, TT 250 back in the 80s, and a little Yamaha 60 in the 70s. So I'm 61, and when I was a kid, we couldn't have mini bikes, and we would go to the bookstore and get motocross magazines. And so what I would do is I'd get these magazines. I'm going to walk around and let you see this. And on these magazines, I would see pictures of Malcolm Smith on his Husqvarna, Roger DeCoster on his Suzuki. I'm an old school guy. That's why I've got the XR650L. Air-cooled, carbureted. This bike here you're looking at, the very antithesis of that. And so I grew up idolizing Husqvarna when they had the chrome mirror on the gas tank. Completely different look than what you see here. And so it was important to me at 61, knowing that my riding days are numbered, I mean in years, not days. I wanted to experience the European take on a street legal dirt bike. Having owned Japanese dual sports and loved them my whole life, I really wanted a more well-rounded ownership experience as I literally ride off into the sunset. And this bike gives it to me in spades. I've read the reviews on it. I've not been above 53 miles an hour, no vibration yet. That seat, I'm okay with. I have proper riding pants. They're 30 years old, they're worn out, and they keep me from having monkey butts. So when I get a new pair of riding pants here in a couple of weeks, I expect it'll be even better. That seat is doable. I've heard about the Seat Concepts route, and I've thought about that, but I love the color and the blending of that seat, and so I'm going to try to make it work with even better riding shorts, and that'll help a lot. And so my wife even surprised me with some Alpine Stars. Check this out. Unreal. For dual sport riding, not the tall ones for motocross. Just exactly what I wanted. Even got me a nice riding jacket. I'm going to need an extra large, which brings me to my next point. I weigh 225 pounds. I work out, stay in shape, and so it's going to be fun tuning this and setting the sag to my specs, since these are really for 160 to 100 pound 80, 160 to 100 pound 80 riders, or 180 pound riders. So they told me they would do that free at the dealership, so I'm looking forward to that, and eventually getting a GoPro and being able to tell you about the rides. Some notes that I've noticed from the beginning: the acceleration is insane. I've not been able to do it to the max because it's still being broke in, but when I test drove one of their KTMs, the acceleration was startling. And so I'm used to the XR650L, where it's a smooth roll-on of power, very smooth, and that's why this bike was so appealing to me in another way, because it's so different than the XR, that gives me a yin and a yang. Really, it allows me to explore different angles of the whole dual sport thing. So, don't have a name for it yet. I don't normally name my bikes. The working name for this one could be Hoss. I'm from the South. And so anyway, I just wanted to give you a look at this because I know these bikes are much talked about on YouTube, and people are very interested in them. How do they compare to the Honda, the new Suzuki, and all that kind of stuff? And so I'd like to be able to offer my 2 cents once I can start recording my rides and telling you a little bit more about it. But this is it. In the meantime, I want to save the best for last. My wife, who did this, knew I was in a bind on my Honda. It was broke down. Like I said, I'll go into that later. And surprised me with this. I did not expect it. She knew how much I wanted it, how long I'd been looking at it. Since before I got the XR, just didn't have the money for it. And she went and paid money down and surprised me with this. Guys, my wife did this. My wife. I want you to know, and I want you to share and get as many views as you can for my wife's sake, not for mine. I was a radio DJ for 34 years. I'm still a voice actor. In fact, I got a voice job while on the ride that I'm going to need to do when I get home. But it's not about clicks and likes for me. I just want to share something I'm passionate about and try to get past the algorithms and get a lot of views for a bike that I think has some misconceptions as far as maintenance and that kind of thing. So it's going to be fun, a neat journey. My channel, I don't put much into it. I pretty much watch other stuff, but I wanted to make a video, post it, and see what kind of reaction I would get. So to Sharon, I love you. You make every Christmas elf that ever existed pale in comparison to the generosity that you showed me this Christmas 2025. I love you. You've made me a better man, and my desire to serve you will only increase. Now that bike's going to go serve me, and we're going to finish our ride. Thank you for watching. I do have a face for radio. Bye.